What's up, everyone, and welcome back to week 3 of Winning Picks Weekly. I'm your host, John Meleka, with my boy Greg. What's up, Greg?
What's going on? I feel a little deceiving calling, for me at least, calling it Winning Picks Weekly right now. I'm having a tough start to the season, but we'll get it going. We'll get it right, but not looking great right now for me. So,
Yeah,
coming in
bro.
and put my hard hat on this week. I'm ready to go. I'm excited about this week 3 slate we got going on. How's everything going with you?
Yeah, I hope your day is going better than your bet's been going.
Yeah, it's
We
been
can't even get to
tough.
the intro now. You're thinking about it, but
It's
yeah,
tough.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I was at MetLife for Sunday's game,
Okay,
so
how was that?
it was great, man. The atmosphere was great. Zach Wilson pumped up the crowd and then threw
Oof.
4 interceptions. So
Oof.
we could start there.
Not the
Uh,
result we wanted.
we both had the L
Yep.
on that for the week. I went 9-6 on the week.
Yep.
That's after going 6-9 in week 1 on the full slate. So I'm officially, uh, you know, yeah, I got the mirror of 15-15. I'm okay at 500. They say be above 50%. We'll get there.
For sure.
Greg, Greg on the week 1, the week 2, not looking so great. Not looking so great. No need
Not at all.
to go into it too much. Best bets 2 for 3. Week 1,
For you,
one
yep.
for two, 1 for 2. Week 2, Greg coming in here with a donut at 0-6.
Oof.
Greg, what do you have to say for yourself about the 0-6 best best? Because we won't hammer you on the week 1 and week 2 of full slate. We gotta understand. But 0-6 on the best bets, I think my best bets might be to just start fading you, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can, but like you said, the whole object of this is to get to 50%, so I think I'm gonna get hot here. I'm excited. I mean, I might start doubling down on my best bets now because can't keep going over 3 every week. So, gotta get some winning
You
weeks
gotta even
here.
out.
Gotta figure it out. Gotta even out. So, we'll get it going. Any
Let's
games?
talk about what happened though.
What do you
Let's
mean?
talk about the actual games. Let's talk about
Yeah,
the actual
yeah, yeah.
games. So, I mean, Seattle. We both had Seattle
Well, yeah.
as our best bets. Dude, that was a tough game, man. They really should have won that game. They got taunting calls.
Disgusting.
Jeez. Not like we had -5.5. They lost the game outright. Really tough. It's been really big for underdogs.
Underdogs have been
That that
huge.
the game didn't go too well. I'm hoping for a bounce back game in Seattle. We'll get into that. But
Well,
well,
what
of
kills
course,
me
one of my
about
under
what kills me though about what you said is that last week I knew that underdogs had a good week, so I kept saying I'm taking underdogs, and then all of a sudden I think I took 4 favorites. I think I lost all 4 of those bets. So just if you know
yeah.
something's working, stick with it. I'm gonna try it again this week to pick my couple spots, but we know underdogs are winning. When in doubt, stick with the underdog, take the points.
That's something we learned. That's something we learned from week 2 betting. Of course, one of the underdogs that I took, Philly, absolutely ridiculous taunting call, man. Oh my goodness, Derek Barnett, you
Yeah,
dummy.
well, them too. They had like a 90 something yard completion, and then the guy gets
Oh,
tackled at the 5 yard and they don't score. It's absolutely
tough.
disgusting.
So that game didn't go well for me. You had the Cardinals -4. There was no defense in that game.
Uh,
Went to overtime with Minnesota.
he gave
Then
up
you
like a
also took
seven.
the
He gave up like a 70 yard touchdown to start the game. It was just like you can't win with
yeah.
that.
However, Greg, you do have Kyler Murray MVP odds that drop by almost half at this point right now,
They're like plus 700. I got it locked in at 2400. It's like a
and
third.
you also have on the future Carolina over wins. I think
I
it might get it by week 9.
Yeah, Carolina. If you haven't looked at that schedule looks amazing. I know we switched to a 17 game season this year, but if you start 3-0, which they have a real shot this week going against Texans on Thursday night, backup quarterback coming in for the Texans. If you started 3-0 in the 16 game schedule era, I think you had a 75% chance of making the playoffs, which is beautiful. I have the future for I like the over on them for the season. I have the future for them to make the playoffs. Same with the Cardinals, who all start out 2-0, so and have a very winnable game this week. So very happy about both those. The one I mean, My best bets have not been good, but if you listen to week one and took my futures, you are looking lovely right now.
For sure. So Carolina was my last best bet. That's the one that hit plus three
Yep,
and a half and the money line. Kind of redeemed myself there.
that was a great one.
Your last bet was the Bengals, where the Red Rock Andy Dalton is now dead. We got Justin Fields coming in, never too good when you're on the other side of the bet on with a rookie quarterback coming in off an injury there. So didn't look too good. Didn't look too good. But we're here to bounce back. And
Yep.
let's start it off, man. Let's start it off. It's Thursday night. Carolina, we're just talking about them at Houston. You just mentioned backup quarterback Deshaun Watson sleeping somewhere.
Yeah,
Tyrod
he's not
Taylor
playing.
hurt.
Yep.
They got their third string quarterback rolling, and you got Carolina, who is sneakily leading the league in sacks, but they did versus the Jets,
Yep.
and they do have one of the top defenses in the league. They did versus the Jets.
Again, it's something I pointed out. Again, it's something I pointed out week one that they've been investing in that defense. It's coming to fruition. Matt Rule's turning around. I love Carolina. I was actually looking at them. Carolina, the alternate line, minus 13.5 is plus 180. Kind of thinking about that to win by 2 touchdowns, but for this episode and for what we're talking about here, I love Carolina minus
Minus
seven
eight
and
and
a
a half.
half.
Minus
Yep.
eight and a half.
Minus 8.5, 7.5 doesn't matter to me.
You
Give it to
don't
me any
care.
which way. I don't care. To me it's more than a touchdown. It's in between 7 and 10. So at the end of the day, yeah, it could come down to a difference of 7 or 8 points, but chances are it's gonna be either they win by 2 scores or they don't. So I like Carolina right now. What about you? What do you
I've
like in
been
this game?
I've been watching Carolina, rewatching their games. Carolina, I mean, because I obviously watched the Jets game
Yep,
already week one, so that was easy. Rewatched their week two game. Carolina looks so good. Sam
dude.
Darnold looks good.
Suck
CMC
for
looks good.
Sam.
Their
We sucked for
defense,
Sam for a reason, man. He's all right.
yeah, he's good. And the
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers are good. He takes what the defense gets him. I really think Carolina can go 8-0. I'm not even
Yeah.
joking.
Five teams right now are 2-0 against the spread. Two of those teams are playing in this game though. Houston's also 2-0 against the spread. So, any thoughts about any inclinations against just going against that, or are you just dismissing it now that Tyrod Taylor is not in? You're just gonna go with Carolina?
So Houston was actually my hold your nose pick of the week last week, which
Oh,
hit.
okay.
So I'm not out on Houston.
Yeah.
I've been rolling with Carolina both weeks. They hit. I've been rolling. I rolled with Houston. I rolled with Houston both weeks. They're 2-0,
Two and
like you
zero.
said as well.
Yeah.
So I've been on the right side of both of these teams.
Something's gotta give
I
though.
I think this is where the Houston hits the wall. I think on a
Okay.
short week, I don't with a new quarterback, it's gonna be it's gonna be a little tough. It was already a pretty gross game last week. I think Carolina just looks too good, man. I think the defense is so legit. And I think their CMCs are going to run it, dink and dunk, Robbie Anderson. And honestly, Sam Donald's finding people underneath. So take the favorite in this game. Underdogs have been killing, especially on Thursday nights. You want to take the underdog? Take the favorite, bro. Take Carolina minus 8.5. Sam Darnold. Just get behind it. 3-0.
A lot of money is on Carolina, which worries me a little bit, but yeah, I'm
You
with
have
you.
to.
You have to
Sometimes the
take
public
Carolina.
wins, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes the public wins. Sometimes the favorite. I think this is one of those games. I'm going to take Carolina. I personally, these kinds of games. I like to take Carolina to win, like you said, get those margins, like the 7-10 or stuff like that. Those are fun to play. You get some good odds on
Yep.
that. It's like the first game of the 1 o'clocks that we have to start on because man, it was your not only your in your hold your nose pick of the week, but it wasn't one of your best bets, but you were all over the Detroit Lions. So I just kind of want to start there. Okay,
Okay.
Detroit Lions +8 because on the other side of that we had the Baltimore Ravens versus Chiefs, and they had an amazing primetime game as well versus Chiefs. So both teams coming off a prime time, which is for me the classic pros versus Joe's pick. Right, you got Detroit looking terrible in the second half of that game,
Yep.
0-2. They look like they're the worst team in the NFL. Then you have Baltimore Ravens with all these injuries, doesn't matter, beating the Chiefs and being gutsy, and everyone's all over it. So like this is so easy, right? Baltimore -8, even less than that than have a point that the Carolina's getting versus Houston. You got Baltimore -8 at Detroit. Give me Detroit +8 all day long, all day long.
I'm with you in that. The only X factor is, like you said, the Detroit Lions look terrible in the second half. Something I did not take into account for the Detroit Lions that I did for the Chargers is that Anthony Lynn is no longer there. So Anthony Lynn left the Chargers. I really like the Chargers this year. Been betting the Chargers. I did not take into account that
Chargers.
Anthony Lynn is now the offensive coordinator for the Lions, right?
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
and
He's
then
on the Lions,
look at
yeah.
what happened. Second half, Anthony Lynn shows up, and it's like, oh, he forgot how to play offense in the second half. So
Yeah.
he killed the Chargers for years. He's now going to do it to Detroit. It worries me a little bit, but I like Detroit +8.5 here. Again, it's probably going to be a one-score game. I'm hoping. I think there's a little bit of a letdown spot for Baltimore here. They got up for that game against the Chiefs, and they played their hearts out. I think they did they go on the road? Is it in Detroit?
It's in Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit, kind of.
This is
They're in
my
the
hold your nose
dome.
pick of the week, man. This is my hold your nose pick of the week.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I'm starting it off here. It's disgusting. It's prime time. You just watch Detroit stink it up like you said. You just watch Baltimore kill Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Everything's good to go. I'm taking Detroit. This is my hold your nose. Take Detroit. I had Houston on your hold your nose pick last week. This week it's Detroit for me. That's why I started there on my 1 o'clock game, and it looks like we're both on the same side.
Yeah, I like Detroit.
Okay, who's your hold your nose pick of the week, Greg?
My hold my nose pick is a team that I got so wrong last week. It drives me crazy. Is the Chicago Bears. I think with Andy Dalton out of the way, even though he looked good in the first drive or first quarter or whatever, I think that Justin Fields gives you a little bit of an upgrade with the legs, kind of, less predictability with what he can do if the play breaks down. I like that they're running the ball. I think Montgomery is obviously a good running back when he gets touches. I think they're running it about 20 times a game right now. So I like that in Chicago. And the defense. I mean, the defense, there's a couple teams out there who um, I don't know what to call it, but it's like week one does not line up with week two. So for me, the Chicago Bears defense did not look anything in week two like they did in week one. So I feel like they're just kind of getting into the flow a little bit. I think the Chicago defense, if they're not too old, they can be good all year long. Um,
So we got the
Cleveland,
Chicago Bears +7.5 at Cleveland.
yep, at Cleveland. I like Chicago here. I think Cleveland's again one of those teams that can get up early and kind of let off the gas a little bit. Both these teams to me are like scream defense and run the ball. So I think it's probably going to be close. I'm hoping it's going to be close. Landry, I don't know if he's out for this game or what
He's
the
out. He's on IR.
Oh,
But
I
Odell
didn't
Beckham
know
is
that.
coming back.
Yeah, so
For a couple
Beckham's
weeks.
coming
Yeah.
back, but who knows exactly what you're gonna get with Odell at this point. So, Peoples Jones looked good. Right, yeah, Peoples Jones, I think is the other
Mhm.
receiver they had there. He's looked okay. So
They just run, bro. Yeah.
they run,
Even
they
if
play defense, both
because they
teams.
run it, like yeah, that I actually I'm with you here. I like that hold your nose pick. Uh, I side with you. I'm with you on Chicago +7.5 here.
I like that. I like that we're both got each other's backs on these hold your nose picks. So they're ugly
Yeah, yeah,
ones
we're
too.
good to go
Detroit and
here.
Chicago, those are some ugly picks, but we're taking the points. We're trying to be smart with it. I like yours a little bit more because you're home. I'm on the road, but yep, two stinky picks to start us off.
All right, let's go to I think the third stinker. Let's just
Okay.
keep it on. Let's just keep it stinky right now.
All right.
We got keep it gross football. That's what Sunday's all about.
Yep.
We got Atlanta Falcons 0-2,
Ugh.
your favorite team. Which
Ugh.
talk about futures +1,500 to be the worst team in the league. Looking pretty good. Looking
Yeah, it's
pretty
a good
good.
one. It's a good one.
Uh, at the Giants. Right now it's at -2.5. It's probably going to go up to 3 by the end of the week. Uh, let's just call it 3.
Well,
What do
I
you
like to
got right
I like
now?
to
What
call
do
it
you got on that?
what's it at right now? I like to call it 2.5 because this is one of my best bets of the week is the Giants -2.5. I think if it stays under 3, it's going to be a close game. I fucking hate Matt Ryan with a passion. I mean, uh,
It's at 3. It's at 3,
it's
dog.
at 3 right now, so I'll take it if it pushes. It pushes, but
Public is
um,
all over Atlanta,
yeah. Which
and it moved a half point the other way. Oh my goodness. I mean the
give me the
Giants were
Giants.
one of my best bets,
Give me the
and
Giants.
I can't hold it anymore.
Oh my God, love him so much. Give me Daniel Jones run the ball. He should have had a 60-yard touchdown last game for a run. I mean, he's the number 4 quarterback in fantasy right now because he's running all over the place. They do have. I feel like they do have a couple weapons for the Giants. It's just Jason Garrett's just got to go. I mean, he's terrible. I don't know how he got a job and then why they're keeping him around. So,
The
um,
clapper, as Mike Lombardi likes to say.
yeah, just disgusting. So,
So yeah, Kenny
um,
Galladay was yelling at him. I think Saquon is going to have a huge game. I think the Giants D line is going to finally eat against that awful offensive line, especially at left guard with Mayfield.
yeah.
He, oh my goodness, so bad.
I just
Uh,
remember at one point last week I was just looking at the scores and I was like, I think I might cover this Atlanta bet. And then not within 5 minutes they threw 2 pick sixes. I mean,
yeah.
it was unbelievable. It was just like I can't get the Atlanta Falcons right. I don't know what it is, but
So where are you on this game?
I should have live bet the Giants. They're one of my best bets. They're one of my best
Okay,
bets of the
okay,
week.
okay. So
Love them.
me and you are. That's a double best bet on the Giants this week.
Oh, it didn't do good for us last week, so I'm a little nervous about it now, but give me the Giants all day.
I'm with you on the Giants. All right. Let's move on to the
Sure.
New England Patriots at home, -2.5 against the New Orleans Saints. Right now, that looks like to me that's the what am I missing game of the week for me.
Okay.
This is the what am I missing game of the week because what am I missing here? New England just murdered the Jets
Yep.
at MetLife in their home opener. New Orleans just got smacked
Smoked by the Panthers.
by Sam Darnold and the Panthers in the division game.
Yep.
They were favorites. New Orleans doesn't have a home. Why is Jameis Winston +2.5 only at New England? This should be 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with I mean again he's another one I gave out. I saw a little smidgen of it. I gave it out as most interceptions for Jameis Winston league in interceptions. We saw a unbelievable terrible interception last week, and it just got me thinking when I started looking at this game. Like Patriots got 4 interceptions last week. Jameis Winston in Foxborough down a couple scores or down a score, trying to make something happen. I can just see a couple interceptions this game, so I hope he gets on track. I don't know if anyone's going to keep up with Zach Wilson, but we'll see. Um, I don't get it either. Like to your point, it should be a lot more, especially like last week we were talking about how 3 points is kind of the standard spread for a home game. So
Mm-hmm.
Vegas is telling us it's pretty much an even game. Maybe because Mac
Yeah.
Jones is a rookie, but the Patriots defense just looks stout. Saints went up against a good defense last week and didn't produce anything. So I'm taking the Patriots on this one. It might be a little square pick on this, but I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Trust in
Yeah,
Bill
it is.
Belichick at home.
It's a hugely square pick
Yep,
because I'm taking New Orleans not only +2.5, but I'm taking them on the money line here. This is my what am I missing game of the week. The money's on New England. Everything should say New England. New England should be
everyone.
favored by so many more points. I love New Orleans here. They have a good defense. I don't think New England looked that good. New England was only up 13-3 before they got their 4th interception against the Jets. They looked like a killer game. They're not that good, man. Give me New Orleans to I guess upset. I don't even think it's an upset, but technically it is. Give me New Orleans here.
I like it. I
Do you
like
have
it a
a
lot.
do you have a what am I missing game of the week?
I do. It's in the 4 o'clock window, so I don't know if we want to jump to that or if we want
Jump to
to.
it right now. Let's jump to it right now.
I don't understand it. I need some help understanding it. How is Miami? It's the same exact thing. How is Miami a 3 point favorite going on
Yes.
the road with a backup quarterback to the 2-0 Las Vegas Raiders who are kicking ass and taking names with Derek Carr? How is that possible? It makes no sense.
Yeah, you literally got my best bet, bro.
It may
You hit it. It's like Daily Jeopardy or something. You got the double double right there. You hit it, bro. I cannot understand that line at all. Jacoby Brissett is coming in against
Who looks terrible in a
the
Dolphins
almighty
uniform.
he does actually look terrible in the teal. They got to roll him out in white or something. He
Yeah.
looks way he doesn't look good in that teal
This is
uniform. You're
actually
right.
this is actually a great like uniform game. Like if they go on if they are in white on the road for some reason, I'm hammering the Dolphins in this one. I'm taking them anyway. That's my pick in this game.
I love it.
I don't know.
It's my best bet.
It
The three in the hook too is beautiful.
you get the hook.
They're begging you. They want it's like yo Vegas at home. Like we can't just we how are they even teams? Miami just lost
How?
35-0.
How? That's what I don't get. I don't get like we like I said after week one. This is another one of those teams that week one does not line up with week two. Dolphins I thought had a good defense, okay offense. Week two they roll out. They give up a zillion points to Buffalo at home. They get absolutely embarrassed. Tua gets hurt. Jacoby Brissett can't get anything going on the offensive end. And we just said 3 points is kind of the standard for a home team. So Vegas is saying this is a pick 'em. 80% of the money's on the Raiders right now. I feel like Vegas is just wants you to bet on the Raiders and bet on the Raiders because they think that the Dolphins are going to win, probably outright. But give me 3.5. Give me the hook. I'm taking the Dolphins in this one. I don't understand what I'm missing. If someone out there, please reach out to us, Twitter, Instagram, give us a comment on YouTube. We're out there on all these social media platforms. Let us know what we're missing on these what am I missing picks because I can't figure it out.
And so last week, our what am I missing? Can't figure it out picks. Mine or 2-0 was Houston getting 12 points
Couldn't figure it
and
out.
and Chicago was the favorite.
Yep.
Couldn't figure it out, and you hammer those. And you had Detroit, which looked good in the first half,
Yep.
didn't look good too much in the second half. But
Forgot about Anthony
I'm
Lynn.
on that train. I'm on. You can't account for Aaron Rodgers and
Yeah.
Aaron Jones losing his dad's
Ashes.
ashes. I mean, on Monday night, you just can't bet again. They weren't going to go 0-2 because of the Lions.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
I thought
whatever.
it was gonna be close, but it
It
was.
was for a little bit,
Yeah.
so I'm taking
They were winning
Detroit
at
there.
half.
But the other two looked okay for this week. You got Miami. I
Yep.
got New Orleans.
Yep.
Sounds good. Sounds good
I
to
might have to
me.
throw a little parlay in on that because I can't figure out what I'm missing. It makes no sense to me.
All right. So we mentioned the 35-0. The other side of that 35-0 was your Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
I love this is my survivor pick of the week.
Oh,
I'm taking Buffalo this
okay.
week. And I'm taking them -7.5. They lost their home opener.
Yep.
They're coming back to Buffalo. They got tape on Heineke. He had some fun last week. He did his thing. Buffalo should be -11.5 in this game. I have no idea why it's 7.5 after winning 35-0. I guess they have a good D line. Heineke is not going to hear himself think in Buffalo on
It's
Sunday.
it's crazy. This is another one where this might have been this is my like honorary what am I missing pick
Yes, me
because
too.
it's
Me
like
too.
again like I don't know where you look at for like current lines, open lines, but the website I have has the opening line at 9.5 and now it's down to 7.5. So
Mm-hmm.
with 50-50 on the money, so it's like if the money is 50-50, one, why is the line moving at all when there's no news? Like no one's hurt, no one's missing any time or anything like that. And why are the points moving favoring Washington? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm going with Washington for that reason. It's one of these things where Vegas tries to put you in this little just try all these smoke and mirrors, try to make you think, overthink it. When in doubt, take the points. I'm going with Washington. I think Buffalo obviously wins this game, but I feel like there's a little backdoor cover possibility. Garbage time maybe. Washington defense, if they get rolling a little bit. We saw Buffalo struggle week one with kind of a tough defense. Yet again, last week they looked pretty good against what was supposed to be a tough defense. So they got the run game going a little bit. So we'll see with Washington how they're able to hold it. Like you said, it's kind of tough going to Buffalo, but 8.5 points is a lot of points. So I'm taking the points here. I like Washington in this one.
All right, so I don't have that 9. Mine opened at 7 and went to 7.5.
Yeah, see that's
On my
crazy.
side.
So like
So
yours says something completely different than what I have.
yeah, so I don't. I'm using scoresandodds.com.
Yeah.
Just full disclosure.
Yeah, I
So
use the spread.com.
okay, so maybe we should line up a little bit
Yeah.
there.
Because line
But
movement just means so much to me. So that's where line
yeah,
movement and betting percentages mean a lot to me. So
okay. So me too. So I'm gonna stick on the -7.5 though because it's moving correctly for me for
okay, so
minus
seven and a
seven to
half.
seven
Yeah.
and a
So I'll
half.
take Washington 7.5. Again, you got the one score, the touchdown with the hook. I love it. So Washington plus 7.5. I'll
So we're
take
on the
that.
same page. We're on the same
Yeah.
page at the end of the day. I love Buffalo. Survivor pick. Do you have a survivor pick of the week? Because I'm taking them outright at least.
Oh. Um. Off the top of my head, not right
Because I know
off the
you lost. You
rip.
already lost your survivor, so
Yeah, I
you really
mean,
don't even deserve to give survivor
honestly, you
mention
can give
anymore.
Carolina. I think it's going to do fine against the backup quarterback.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, so let's toss it up to another backup quarterback. Indianapolis, 0-2, plus 5.5 at the Tennessee Titans. Are they rolling with Jacob Eason? Carson Wentz is hurt. He got two ankles.
Are we sure? Is Carson Wentz definitely out?
No, I think he today. Well, it's Wednesday. He didn't practice
He's
today.
double sprained ankles, which is like unheard of. Never heard of such an injury.
That's like Big Cat from Barstool counting how many rib injuries Drew Brees has.
Yeah.
His 11 ribs,
To me,
all
it's just like
fractured.
someone's. I just feel like the conversation went like is Carson Wentz hurt? Yeah, he like twisted his right ankle. Then they asked the guy later, it's his left ankle. And it's like, well, which ankle is it? He's like, both of them. Like someone just got caught up lying about something and just rolled with it. It's just like doesn't
Which
make any
ankle?
sense.
It's like the Mike Tyson interview, like that broke my back. Like which ankle
Yeah,
hurts? Both of
yeah, yeah.
them.
Like it makes absolutely no sense. But either way, with this one, I don't know. I
It looked
wonder how
bad
much.
either way, right?
Well, I mean, Carson Wentz really isn't too much better than a backup quarterback to
Jacob
start.
Eason.
So, um, I like the Colts in this one. I don't think Tennessee
Ooh,
kind of surprised me a little bit last week, but hungry dog runs faster, as some people like to say. Colts are 0-2, division game. These are the two teams that were supposed to win the division. So, if Tennessee goes up to 2-1, Colts fall to 0-3. It's looking like Tennessee might run away with this division. So I like the Colts in this one plus 5.5. I think they have a chance to win this one outright. But my pick for this is Colts plus 5.5. What do you think about this one?
I think this is an interesting game. This is a hard one.
Yeah,
So this line movement's crazy, but this is, I mean, it started at +1 Titans open, and now it's at -5.5, and everyone's on the Titans.
everyone.
So, and it's up to 5.5 right now. Um, Based on that, I would never take this game. However, if I have to take this game, I'm taking Indy. I'm
Yeah,
rolling with it. This is a hold your nose, but I don't like it, so I wouldn't hold your nose and take it. I would hold your nose and turn the channel.
yeah, yeah. Just hope it doesn't cut to it in red zone at all and you just win 10-3.
But yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. I think a division game, 3-point game, either way.
Yep,
So the 5.5 is beautiful
exactly.
for me.
Yep.
So give me the Indy. I wouldn't
And
touch this game
again,
with a ten
home.
foot pole.
I think it's home team getting points. Or no, they're in
No, they're away.
Tennessee. All right, so yeah, so
This
five
is
and a half.
division.
Yeah, division game's gonna be tough.
Okay. All right. So let's go to another maybe backup quarterback in Pittsburgh for the 1 o'clock games. We got
Yeah, Big Ben.
Cincinnati, Big Ben. Talk about injuries. Talk about a zillion injuries.
Yeah, guys, I
Uh,
love to get injured. Big Ben's one of them.
yeah, he's right up there. So he has more body parts that you've never heard of that are
Yeah.
injured as well.
Yep.
So we got Big Ben at home, Bengals -4.5. The Pittsburgh Steelers are -4.5. What do you got, man?
This is a tough one for me because I really like the Bengals both weeks to start. I was really disappointed in them last week.
Is it Haskins
Um,
time?
for Pittsburgh, it
Yeah,
could be. It definitely could be. Just because it's early in the season, so it's like why risk it? Again, it's a division game, so I think again to your point about the division games, I think it's gonna be close. I think Cincinnati I'm so nervous about the Cincinnati O line against the Steelers D line. I mean, the Steelers defense has looked pretty good the first 2 weeks. They gave up a few points last week, but um, Cincinnati, I mean, they looked pretty good week one, and then week two, they just couldn't get anything going. I mean, Joe Burrow, 3 interceptions on 3 straight. Was it passes or series? I think it was 3 straight passes.
I don't think anyone had consecutive passes, interceptions, except for Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Okay, so maybe I was
It
confusing the
might have
two
been
there.
series.
But yes, yeah, 3 straight series I think ended with an interception. So Joe Burrow just not what you wanted to see out of him and this offense as a whole. But again, division game plus 4.5. This was going to be my hold my nose pick because again, I don't feel too good about it. But I'm taking Cincinnati. I'm taking the 4.5 points. Again, you're getting a little bit more than a touchdown. Um, I'm hoping they keep it close. I don't really believe in the Steelers' offense. That's my biggest thing is that it's especially with Big Ben if he's banged up or if he's not even playing. It's gonna be a totally different game.
See, I would love it if he doesn't play.
Yeah.
I think if he doesn't play, it would be way better than if he plays. But I actually
Just because
think
you think Haskins is better at 100% than he is banged up, or
yeah, I just think a little change up, on Cincinnati. Give Big Ben a week to get healthy. Pittsburgh is going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder for this game, this one game. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's just a division. It's the lowly Bengals.
yeah,
Devin Bush hopefully comes back. He was injured last week. We didn't take that into account. So hopefully Pittsburgh is fully healthy on the defense, which is what matters.
yep,
And if that happens, if they stop mixing, Joe Burrow is gonna get killed.
yeah,
So this is like the why the hell would you take Pittsburgh minus 4.5? They suck, especially if they have a backup quarterback, which
yep,
makes me want to take Pittsburgh here.
yep.
So give me Pittsburgh on that.
Okay.
We got two more 1 o'clock games left. So let's just
These are some
go
tough
there.
ones.
We got your favorite team in the NFL, Greg.
Oh, I like both these
the
teams. Which team?
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh my God. That was the
Home
team I was thinking of, but yeah,
0-2.
I do love betting them.
Plus 7.5. They've been
Oh,
they've been they've been killing you, bro.
they have.
Plus 7.5 against the raging hot Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, this is such a tough one. Cardinals have been hot, but their defense, I mean, again, their defense looked amazing week one. Then week two, they're just giving up big play after big play. Jacksonville, home
Stinks.
team getting more than a touchdown. But to your point, you've been beating the drum that Jacksonville is just not, Urban Meyer's not ready to coach in the NFL. The amount of penalties, the amount of turnovers, the lack of turnovers on the defensive side of the ball scare me. I think this is again a blowout game here. I like Arizona. I was looking at this one again. Arizona minus 13.5 alternate line. It's like plus 180, plus
Two
170.
touchdowns is nice.
Yeah, two touchdowns is
Probably 10
bad.
points. I don't like to go double digits.
Yeah. Still though, I'm going Arizona for this one. Arizona minus 7.5. I think they get it done. I think this is an easy one. Urban Meyer's
Yeah.
not going anywhere, but he's not going to have a good time anytime soon. I mean, I
Wins aren't
feel,
easy, man.
dude, it's crazy. You see the quote this week that he said that playing in the NFL is like playing against Alabama every week, and
I,
people are just like killing him for it. It's just like, yeah, of course, playing in the NFL is like playing against Alabama every week. Like it's just crazy. Like he
it's like the
seems
thing that we made fun of him are actually what he thinks.
yeah, I mean, people, I don't know. He just seems terribly unprepared, and
Way
then
over his head.
so his team is very unprepared. So, I'm
I like
nervous
Marvin
about
Jones out
Jacksonville.
there, but yeah, I mean, like they can get some fantasy points for you, like James Robinson, maybe Marvin Jones, but I don't think
Uh,
they're covering anything. I'm
yeah,
take Arizona. Arizona is a favorite, probably going to be heavily bet by the time it's Sunday. Probably, in my opinion, move up a little bit on that line.
yeah,
Kyler Murray MVP odds dropped. I'm still taking Arizona here. I don't care if it's a sucker bet. This is one that I can get away with. And I think another sucker bet,
What about real
Greg.
quick? What about real quick though? Arizona. We both gave out Arizona plus 600 to win the division, and then
Oh
we
yeah,
gave out them
that's
to
the
make the
easiest bet.
playoffs. What about the fact though that their division is like everyone's 2-0? Seattle lost, So 49ers, the Rams, Seahawks. I mean, it's such a tough division. Do you still think they have a shot to win it
Yeah,
outright?
I think Arizona's going to win the division, and I think Kyler Murray can win MVP.
Let's go.
And I think both of
Love
our
to hear
futures
that.
going to cash. Yeah, yeah.
Love to hear that. I can
I think
go as long as I start treading water here and I just make it to the end of the season and these future tickets cash. I'll have a great NFL year if that's the case. So
I think that's where this is headed. But let's talk about a game. I feel like I'm on the Joe side here, man. I really feel like I'm on another. This is like the second game. I'm on the sucker side, and I can't stay away. It's like the fly, the bug that goes towards the light and just can't get away. If you're asking me, I have to take Kansas City at home minus six and a
disgusting.
half. I have to.
Disgusting.
I
They
know.
don't cover. I
I
don't get why
know.
everyone keeps taking Kansas City. They don't cover spreads. It makes blows my mind.
I know. I know. Dude, I'm literally like, I shouldn't take Kansas City. I don't want to take Kansas City. I'm taking Kansas City.
John,
I can't get away from it.
do you know right
Herbert's
now?
nice.
Do you know right now there are 5 teams in the NFL that are 0-2 against the spread? Do you know that? And can you name those 5? Do you know who those 5 teams are? Because they're probably the teams you think they are, and there's one that's not, and it's unbelievable.
So that's actually tough. Off the top of my head,
Yeah.
let's go. Well,
Who's been
okay.
god awful this year?
Well, obviously Atlanta,
Atlanta 0-2.
the Jets.
0-2.
Wait, no, the Jets cover. It depends, right? The Jets
It
cover
depends
on
where
the.
you got the line, but according to the website I
Okay,
look at, they're 0-2
okay,
against the
fine.
spread.
Okay, I don't like the website you use. We're gonna change you up.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Nope. Covered
Oh,
last week.
Indy.
Who they beat though?
What did they
Beat
beat last
Washington
week?
on Thursday night.
Washington. Yeah, of
0-2.
course. Daniel Jones only beats Washington.
Yep. We just talked about the last team that's 0-2.
Colts.
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville. Right.
Washington, the Jets, Jacksonville, Atlanta are all 0-2, and so is Kansas City. People think of Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. I don't care about their Madden ratings and Super Bowls. I care about gambling week in and week out. The Kansas City Chiefs are just as bad as the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. It's
Don't
it's I'm
don't
trying to
you
public service announcement to everyone out there. They're
don't you
disgusting.
okay, so you're taking the Chargers, I'm taking the Chiefs, and don't you dare talk about my New York Jets. One of my best bets of the week
Ugh.
comes in at 4 o'clock. The New
Ugh.
York Jets at Mile High, plus 11 and the hook against Teddy Two Gloves. Give me a break.
You talk so bad about Teddy Bridgewater. He might be the most prolific against the spread quarterback of all time. There's a chance he covers like 70% of the time. Great
Well, his
teams win,
completion
good teams
percentage.
covers. I don't care if he never wins the Super Bowl. He's won the Super Bowl in my heart because he covers.
Teddy Bridgewater, in fact, is 75% completion percentage.
Yeah. I can't. So
There's
the
that.
Jets are a best bet for you.
Jets plus 11 and a half are best bet because Denver, their offense is centered around running, and the Jets actually have a good run defense.
Wow,
And
except for
what
when Damon
happens?
Harris runs for that one play.
So, in general, they do have a good. I mean, the defense was on the field the whole game.
Yeah.
Literally every play, they would go off before like the next play. Like
They
you
do.
weren't in it.
They definitely do have a better run defense than they do pass defense.
And Denver, I mean, they had two huge red zone touchdowns that were exactly the same with Patrick motioning behind, and then running across, and they fooled the
Yep.
linebacker. So hopefully, I mean, I think we're well coached on the defense.
Yeah.
So I just think 11 and a half is inflated because it's Denver's first home game. And the Jets looked so bad last week with the 4 interceptions, but they're middle of the road in defense. And I think Denver is not as good as people think. I think they're going to regress a little bit. I think if their run game is not really there with Melvin Gordon and the rookie Javonte Williams, who
Yep.
hot take, I think Michael Carter, who was his teammate in North Carolina, is going to have a better game than him.
Oh my god.
And I think the Jets going to cover the 11 and a half.
I'm trying to look up their defensive rating right now. I feel
They're
like
middle of the road.
I don't know.
The Jets?
No, the Denver.
Oh, Jets are middle of the road. with
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, and I mean, like I just think
Denver
that.
safeties, Denver secondary is unbelievable. But
Yeah.
they just lost Jewel, their best linebacker, and then number one tackler. He's out for the year. They just lost Chubb. He's out for
Yeah.
this week.
Chubb's got the. Yep.
This is Ronald Darby, their cornerbacks last week, which doesn't matter because their corner Sertain's a beast. That corner and their safeties are unbelievable. Jerry Judy's out, which didn't matter.
Yeah, you were saying that the Denver's like a rushing team, but they throw the ball, dude. They're averaging 300 passing
Yeah.
yards a game.
No, I'm saying that's how they get it.
Yeah.
They they
The
they,
play
they
action.
they've been killing it, dude. They've been really doing well with the schemes, man. They've been running the ball, eating you up inside, and then just tossing it up the side, man. Or Font or Patrick, like everyone's eating because everyone's worried about the running backs.
Yeah, I will give you that. I do think that the Denver Broncos might be a fraudulent 3-0. I mean, they've played the Giants, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the
That's what I'm
Jets.
saying, man.
So
I'm not,
I think they have enough to cover this game. I think that they're going to cover 11 and a half. I think Mile High, September. It's a little warmer than usual. I think it's a tough place to play. I think the stadium's going to be rocking for Denver. I just don't have any faith in the Jets offense right now.
all right.
So,
I think they're gonna pull it back too. They're gonna make it more conservative, and that's why I think I'm not telling you right now to take the money line. I personally am at plus 500,
oh,
but I'm just on 11 and a half. Like they could win by 10. They could be 20-10. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Last week, as bad as the end of the score was, by the fourth interception is only 13-3. As
Yeah.
bad as that looked last week. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Yeah, but
know.
it just
11 and a half is a lot for me.
yeah, it is a lot of points. I'm with you,
Um,
but I'm going with Denver on that one.
that's cool. That's cool. We'll see what happens on that one. Next game, I think the game of the week.
Ooh.
And I never do this on games of the week, but this is my third best bet.
Okay.
LA money line versus Tampa Bay coming into town. You
Wow.
got Antonio Brown on the COVID list. You got the LA Rams at home. I I don't know. I think the only issue I have right now with this game, even though it's my best bet, is McVay's sick. That's
Yep.
the news on Wednesday. I don't love that, but I really like the Rams at home. I think they didn't have such a good game last week. I think they're both 2-0. I think that Tampa is the Joe Schmo pick of the week. Oh my goodness, Tampa money line against the Rams, easy, no problem.
Yeah.
Give me the Rams, dude. They're gonna hold up the Bucks defensive line. They have a really good offensive line. I think that their offense is better than the Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, you think this could be a NFC Championship kind of preview right now?
I think these are one of definitely two of the top four teams in the NFC. You cannot tell me that any of these two are out of the top four.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a tough time. I have a tough time with this one. I mean, rightfully so. It's right down the middle. I like the Rams as well, which worries me a little bit that we're both on the same side on this one, just because I think this is just,
This
uh,
is so easy, Tampa, man. This is so easy. Take Tom Brady.
yeah. And I mean, the Tampa Bay has been looking incredible, but
I
going to
just think Cooper Cup
LA,
is so underrated, bro. I think
honestly,
nobody could stop him.
I know we just do like spreads on this one too, but I don't know if we can do overs and unders. I love the under in this one.
Ooh, what is
Unders
it?
under it's like one of the highest totals of the week. 55 and a half might be the highest total of the week.
You have reasoning for that?
I think there's a stat out there I saw today that it was the new Rams stadium. I'm blanking on the name of the stadium. I don't know if it's
SoFi.
SoFi. SoFi, yeah, it's like the games go under there a ton. People were expecting it to be a fast field. It turns out it's a very slow field. It's faster the defense. I remember
Are
that from last year. It's faster the defense. So it goes
the
under a
jerseys
lot.
fast?
Yeah, it was under last week with the Chargers and who'd they play? The Cowboys. That everyone had the over in that one. That's another one last week. Everyone had the over in that. I think it was like what was it 16-13 or something like that. Like it was a very low scoring game. So This is another one where I think they're going to be points. People are expecting points, 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 but I think people forget both these teams have stellar defenses. Rams have two of the best defensive players in the whole league on their team. The Buccaneers might have the best 11, full defense unit in the whole NFL. So I just hope Cooper for my predictions, my personal bets. I hope Cooper Kupp gets another touchdown. So I
He's
have
killing
him
it, man.
over 5.5 or over 6.5. I
For
mean,
the year? Oh
he's
yeah,
been
that's one of your
electric.
features too.
Yeah, Cooper
All
Kupp should
right.
get
So you
over
know
six
what
and a
I
half.
learned? You know what I learned after week 2, Greg?
Yeah.
I gotta trust your futures. You're
Oh,
good on the futures, maybe not so
I've been
good.
saying it for 3 or 4 years. My goal in gambling is to get to the point where I only bet futures and playoff series. That's all I want to do.
All
Playoff
right.
games, playoff basketball. Yeah, I mean my futures for the year right now: Antonio Brown over 725 yards, Cooper Kupp over 6.5 TDs, who got stopped on the 1 yard line in week one. So I will count that in my personal record book as a touchdown. Kyler Murray over 650 rushing yards. Most passing yards, Allen. Most picks, Winston. Most sacks, Bosa. Kyler Murray to win MVP. Josh Allen to win MVP. Justin Herbert to win MVP.
All right.
So
All right.
some
So
of
we
those
got
looking
one
pretty
more.
good.
We got one more game in the 4 o'clocks, and this is scary to me, man. This game is so scary to me.
I
We
hate that
got
we're both
C.
on the Rams. Sorry, I hate that we're both on the Rams.
I know we're both on.
Maybe it's the week
We
where we come together.
we are
Cue
we
the
already got a
Beatles
lot of these
music. Maybe we
picks.
come together.
I mean, I was 9-6, man. Maybe you want to come on my side?
I would love to. Yeah, I should just be telling you. Even though I did mush the
I'm
crap out of you,
500 right now. I'm
I
500.
mushed the crap out of you last week with Seattle. I didn't even have them on my card. You talked me into them, and that was just tragic. So,
So let's talk about that again because Minnesota looked like trash
ugh,
last week, but they won. They
covered.
covered the game,
Yep.
lost outright. +1.5, basically a pick'em game. Seattle. I mean,
What? Are,
this line is perfect. That's what scares me.
yeah.
-1.5 is exactly where it should be. It's very scary, but I would take Seattle here. I'm taking them in the teaser. I'm teasing the teaser. Teasing teaser of the week.
Oh my God. I mean, this is one of those games where like when you think back and you rethink about week two, before you look at the week three slate, you think, okay, I'm definitely taking Seattle because they're gonna bounce back, and then Minnesota, I'm definitely taking them because they've lost two nail biter games. Field goal kicking's been an issue. I love both these teams, and they both play each other. So then you run into like, what do you do? This honestly could have been uh one of my tougher, like my hold my nose picks, because I really don't feel great about either side here. But I get a little nervous about Russell Wilson and the Seahawks on the road. I do like Minnesota at home. I think Kirk Cousins plays a lot better. Not prime time too, which is great. Just to like bury them in the 4 o'clock window. Well, we have 5 4 o'clock games, or we have 4 4 o'clock games this week. So I like Kirk Cousins in this one. I like Minnesota. Home team getting points. Might think about it money line because it's just +1.5. But for the purpose of this, give me +1.5 Minnesota.
All right. Finally, we're on the opposite side. Give me Seattle here. Minnesota is god awful.
Yeah.
I used the Mike Zimmer cover machine stats
Yep.
last week and it worked out. They were catching a bunch of points. Worked out for me. I'm gonna go. You know how I forgot what stand-up comedian was talking about how whenever you want to prove yourself right, you just go to imright.com and just use
Yep.
whatever stats are there.
Yep.
That's where I went for this week. And I'm going against the Mike Zimmer hasn't covered in 8 straight games besides last week. All right.
Okay.
And, with imright.com, man. I gotta go Seattle off a loss. I have to
Okay.
taking the magician. Don't care. Give me Seattle. I cannot bet against them. I think Minnesota's absolute trash. I really do.
Yeah. Do they have a shot to be the worst team in the NFL this year?
It's possible. The only problem is Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and Kirk Cousins. Like they sneak
Justin
wins.
Jefferson.
They sneak wins here and there. So maybe they might get 4,
Yep.
5. You know what I mean? But I don't see like
That days of the scary Minnesota defense are over, though. I mean, they've been letting up points left and right.
if they get healthy somehow, then it'd be a different story. But right now they are ravaged with injuries
Yeah.
and they just don't look good. But maybe as the season goes on, But right now, I love Seattle to get 2-1 and Minnesota to go 0-3, and they're going to join the 0-3 Atlanta Falcons as well as maybe the 0-3 Indianapolis Colts. I think those teams are all going to remain there. Are we throwing Detroit in there too?
Yeah,
Probably. So four teams will remain in the 0-2. Are we taking the Jets?
for worst teams, you're saying?
No, no, to remain winless.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So basically every single team will remain winless besides and Jacksonville also remaining
Yep.
winless. Okay, so basically the only one we have going is the forced one, which is I have the we both have the Giants.
Yep.
So Atlanta is the one that will catch the L there. Okay.
That the pick for them going into the season as being the worst team, I thought was a little crazy. But looking at Atlanta more and more, you called that from a mile away. They just look
So
so
easy.
bad.
They're so bad.
Yep.
All right. We're going into the primetime games where
Whew.
I'm so bad. But I've been doing pretty good this year. They're
Yep.
usually historically bad primetime games. I love Green Bay plus 3.5 at San
This
Francisco,
could
bro.
this
I
could have been a
absolutely love it.
this could have been a what am I missing pick. Because
Yeah.
honestly, like I don't get how Green
Yeah.
Bay is an underdog of 3.5 points.
They should be favored, right?
Yeah, San Francisco hasn't looked that good. I mean, granted, Green Bay didn't look good week one, but they look so sharp week two. Um, I'm not scared of San Francisco. They have so many injuries
I know.
year after year at certain position groups. I don't understand it. Um, so
The hook
yeah,
the hook is crazy.
Hook is crazy. I mean, this one makes me a little bit nervous because I feel like it might be a little bit of a square pick. This is actually one of my best bets of the week.
Ooh.
I love Green Bay in this one. Give me Green Bay plus three
Wow.
and a half.
All right. I love Green Bay too. Not one of the things I would best bet on. I'm bad at prime time, so this looks bad for you.
Yep.
But I like Green Bay 3.5 here. Which finally, Greg, brings us to our last game, Philly versus Dallas. Dallas
Oh,
minus 3.5. I
stinker.
stink at betting Philly. I'm 1-1 on the year right now with Philly. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna take Philly again. I'm just gonna keep taking
Yeah.
Philly. I'm plus
Yeah.
3.5
Ah,
at Dallas at Jerry World. I don't care. Give
it's
me, give me, give
tough.
me 3.5.
You know what? I'm switching. I'm going with you. Give me Philadelphia.
All right. Okay, that's fair. So let's wrap it up with a recap. Our best bets. Mine are Jets plus 11.5, Rams money line, and Miami plus 3.5 with Jacoby Brissett.
Nice. My best bets are going to be Minnesota plus 1.5 at home, the Giants minus 3, and Green Bay plus 3.5.
All right, all right. Hopefully, you got to start improving there, man.
Got to get
You
at
got to
least
start
one this
improving.
week. Got to get
At
at least
least
one.
above 500 there. At least get the 2-1 because I really don't like your Minnesota there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping honestly you go 2-1 there.
I mean, it'd be great. I would love it.
So we'll see.
What do you got for a teaser though this week?
So your tease yourself teaser
Yep.
of the week, which
Which you
by the
hit,
way, my tease yourself teaser of the week hit last week.
baby. Did it ever plus 500?
Plus 500, baby. But you have to stay all the way to the end to find out. You tease yourself teaser for that plus 500. So here you are for this week for your plus 700 tease yourself teaser of the week.
If you bet $1 million on the tease yourself teaser last week, you'd be up $50 million. Just throwing it out there.
That's it. That's all you got to do. Just wager a
Or
million on
five
my
million.
tease yourself
Yep.
teaser. We got Cincy plus 9, Jets 16.5, Seahawks 4.5, Chargers 12.5, Panthers minus 1.5, which is always the scariest one.
Yep.
Lions plus 13.5, Saints plus 9. You get all those, you bet $100, you win $700.
Beautiful thing.
And if you took the parlay last week, you got some money to play with.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about these bigger money plays. You win one week, it gives you run for the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's a gorgeous thing. My parlay, it's a little bit smaller. My teaser, I'm sorry, it's a little bit smaller than yours. And last week I actually talked about buying an extra point. This week we're actually giving a point back. So
Oh,
you would have got Panthers minus 1.5, Arizona minus 1.5, and the Jets under 47.5. But if you give a point back, you get the Panthers minus 2.5, stays under a field goal. I love that. Arizona minus 2.5, stays under a field goal. I love that. And the Jets under 46.5. To me, I think it's going to be low scoring. So whether it's 46.5 or 47.5,
Mhm.
doesn't matter too much to me. You get it, that boosts it up to plus 180. So
Okay.
about double your money.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
Yep.
A little more conservative. A little more conservative.
And that's what we're trying to do at this point. We're having a bad start to the season. We're trying to bunker down, find our best bets, just try to get some winners out here.
And what was your hold your nose pick of the week? Mine, which hit last week, Houston. This week, Detroit plus 8.5. I'm hoping that hits as well. What do you got for your hold your nose?
My hold my nose this week is Chicago plus seven
All
and a
right.
half.
Justin Fields.
Yep.
Let's go. To close it off, you got the Hail Mary full of grace parlay. Where you throw it up because you know that money is going straight in the trash.
You never know. I had a Hail Mary parlay week 0 college football and that hit for big money. So you never know with these. But again, like you said, it's this is true gambling at its finest. So for
Yeah.
me, I like trying to find some underdogs that I think have a shot at winning outright. So I'm going with the Colts money line. I think they have a shot against Tennessee if Carson Wentz plays. Eagles money line. Again, both these are division games, kind of
Oh,
going to
you're
be low
nuts.
scoring.
Yeah.
Both of the road teams, which worries me a little bit, but again, I think both these teams have shots. Both these teams need to win these games if they're going to have a shot at the division this year. And then the Dolphins, because it just makes absolutely no sense. I have no idea why it's 3.5. They come out, they shock the world, they win at money line. That gets you plus 2,025, $100 to win $2,025 if those three teams hit.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
pretty
bad, but
pretty
it's
good
gonna
odds.
lose. But yeah, pretty good
Yeah,
odds.
yeah.
Yeah. I tried to make it less complicated for my Hail Mary parlay. I took my best bets. So the Jets plus 11.5, Rams money line, Miami plus 3.5.
Yep.
I then took my hold your nose pick, Detroit plus 8.5.
Okay.
And then threw in two more teams that we talked about. We got the Giants minus 2.5 or -3
Yep.
at home, and the Saints plus 2.5, which was our honorary. What am I missing pick?
Yeah.
And you take all those. That's plus 5,400. Bet $100, win 5,000.
Beautiful.
That about wraps
Beautiful.
it up for me, man.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, great week 3, great card. I'm happy we talked about it. There's gonna be some exciting games this week. I hope these underdogs keep hitting. We'll see how it goes. What about you? Anything? Any last words? Anything to wrap us up here?
Yeah, Jets money line. Let's go Jets.